And welcome back to another edition of the On the Board Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Will Chiarucci, aka Will C, coming to you from the beautiful Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum here. And I got my lovely co-host, Shawn Thomas, aka Shawn on the mic. Shawn, what's going on, buddy?
Well, what's going on, sir? Outdoors. We are becoming one with outside, Will.
We're becoming one with
outside.
nature.
One with nature. We got the beautiful Coliseum behind us. We got the trees on a nice fall. Wait, summer ends tomorrow, actually.
Yeah,
so it's
September
still
20th.
Summer. It is still summer.
So for the people out there, yes, watching this video, it is September 20th. It is a very beautiful day out. And like I said, we got the beautiful Nassau Coliseum. It's the first time we're doing this outdoors. We figured, hey, might as well do it, and we could see what's in store for the future with
Correct,
this.
right, correct.
So
yeah,
this is a pilot run up for the outside, but I think that this is going to be a very, very good thing for us.
Yeah, man. First time for everything, Will. So so the plan is to change up spots and locations and move around, and eventually we'll start doing live stuff and interviewing stuff.
Absolutely.
So more outside stuff, as long as the weather gives us the opportunity to. Will.
Absolutely. Hey, look, we got a lot of things on our plate today to talk about. So hockey season's just around the corner, but I promise you, we'll have on a very special guest. I promise you that regarding our hockey preview. That's going to be coming up a little bit soon, probably within the next week or two. Maybe.
Yeah, man. Preseason's about to start.
I'm going away. So for the people out there that don't know, I am going away. So we are taking a little bit of a hiatus for a week, unless, you want to do something
I'll be
online.
doing stuff, yeah. I'll be doing stuff, yeah.
Shawn's going to be taking care of everything. So the main thing is, I'm not going to be here, but Shawn's going to take care of everything. So anyway, let's talk about right now. We mentioned hockey. Hockey, it is what it is. That's coming up soon. But the more important topic right now, the NFL, football, Jets, Giants, unbelievable football weekend. Lots of upsets since we made our picks, and we talked about week one with the Jets and how they came back from being down against Buffalo to them getting really in that second half of the game annihilated. And then you look at the Giants, total opposite. In the first half, they really couldn't do anything. And then the second half rolls around. They go up against the Cardinals D and a Cardinals team that really might be going after that USC quarterback, Caleb Williams. And the next thing you know, boom, Danny Jones comes back and he's looking like a $40 million player. This is how crazy things can turn on a week-to-week basis. Shawn, let's start off here with the Jets, though, because there's a lot of hype, a lot of hoopla. As you know, the people out there, I am a Jets fan.
The resident Jets fan.
The resident Jets fan, right. But regardless or not, this team right now, they are where they are. Was I being a little bit delusional? No, after coming off the week one win over the Bills. But let's just call it the way how it is right now. This team has to figure it out. Week 3 coming up, you got the New England Patriots coming to town. Played up against Dallas. Micah Parsons basically ate up.
Best defensive player in the game, bro.
Absolutely, no doubt, 100%.
Aaron Donald is now too. Micah Parsons has taken that throne, bro.
Absolutely. He just did what he had to do, no doubt. But this team, these Jets, have to go up against the Patriots team in which they've been 0-14 since, I believe, 2015 was the last time they got a win.
That's crazy.
Against the Patriots.
That's crazy.
It's nuts. But Shawn, I want to get your take on it, and then I've been rambling on a little bit too much here. But talk to us about what the Jets did on Sunday and what they need to do this Sunday coming up against the New England Patriots.
So, well, me and you were, maybe more optimistic than most. Like, both of us picked the Jets to win. I feel like with Zach now as the starter, Will, the Jets are going to have to get off to very good starts.
Right.
And they did not get off to a good start. Dallas got the ball. They drove right down the field. The Jets got the ball. Micah Parsons on third down. He sacked Zach. That's not the start that you want, because now the Cowboys are now playing with a lead. And with Zach Wilson now as a starter, well, getting off to fast starts is important. Running the ball 10 times is not a recipe for success. I don't blame this loss on Zach at all. A lot of people were saying, oh, Nathaniel Hackett this and Nathaniel Hackett that. His game plan Sunday was not good.
No.
There is no way that you run Brees Hall 4 times. Michael Carter, I think 2, and I think Dalvin Cook got the other 3 or 4. Zach Wilson was the leading rusher on Sunday. Will the Jets are going to lose every game they play if Zach Wilson is the
Agreed.
leading
Agreed.
rusher? You have a nice young back in Hall. You got a nice complimentary back in Michael Carter, and you have a veteran that we both think still has some juice left in Mr. Dalvin Cook. You have to use them. The Jets have a better run blocking line than pass blocking line. I think we will both agree.
Yeah.
And the Jets have to use it. Well, the Jets have one of the best right sides on the offensive line. Vera Tucker and Makai Becton. Becton playing the right side, not the left side. The right side. That's where you got to go. That's where you got to run the ball and do these things. I think what was very uncharacteristic of the Jets Sunday is the defense. The defense did not play
No,
well.
they did
I
not.
think Dak went 30 for 34, 30 for 36.
I'm not surprised.
I mean, and he had very few deep shots. It was just 10 yards here, 7 yards
Little
there,
thinking dunk.
8 yards here.
Little thinking and dunking.
Because even though the Cowboys' offensive line is, very good, that Jets front seven is also very, very good. So I think Dak knew I can't, be throwing these 15, 20-yard passes. I got to get the ball out pretty, pretty quickly. And Tony Pollard, even though he didn't have a whole bunch of yards, the Cowboys ran the ball enough and did enough with him where it set up the pass. And CeeDee Lamb just torched Jets. I mean, 7 catches, 106 yards. Now, only one catch was against Sauce.
Right.
Everybody's like, oh, well, CeeDee Lamb had over 100 yards. It wasn't on Sauce. Sauce is going to be fine. Like, let's just come down on Sauce, bro. So, listen, the Cowboys did what they were supposed to do. They took advantage of a team that's without their, Hall of Fame quarterback. The Jets, they had a week to prepare, but they were coming off a short week and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the Cowboys did what they were supposed to do. This is now very, very serious.
Yeah.
Patriots are the vaunted nemesis. They are the rival. They hate the Jets. The Jets hate them. The Cowboys game, I don't care when the Giants played the Giants and the Commanders. I don't care about those games. The NFC East is where the Jets will need to have their success, and this is their second shot after beating the Bills in Week 1.
Yeah, I mean, we got to find out what's going to happen with this team, no doubt, and they have to basically figure out. Look, what happened on Sunday was an absolute travesty. Okay, first and foremost, going into halftime, down by 8, huge win for that team, right? They had opportunities, but for me, the thing that I don't understand is the fact that you have a coaching staff here that says that they've learned their lessons, and all they talked about was finishing during this training camp. Now, I get it. Dallas is a great team, no doubt. I am not taking anything away from the Cowboys. What the Cowboys did on Sunday was execute to the game plan and take advantage of what the Jets defense gave them, no doubt. Now, I had a couple little things with some Cowboy fans, but ultimately, they were dinking and dunking. The Jets were playing back, and that's something that they always do. And they just couldn't really find a way to necessarily stop it. And also, yeah, they didn't give up a touchdown in that span. But when I'm watching it, it's like, you do realize, though, that they're going down on multiple drives and finding ways to go out there and make these drives long.
Yeah.
They're elongating them. Multiple third down opportunities, 3rd and long, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10. And it was just the same thing over and over and over again. And I felt like I was watching the Jet defense going from 2016 to 2021.
Yeah.
I really felt like I was watching Robert Saleh's first year all over again when it came to the third down opportunities. That was just absolutely atrocious. And then Nathaniel Hackett with some of these play calls, absolutely downright a disaster. And not only that too, but that offensive line was just an absolute downright disaster. Dwayne Brown, and I heard some people talking about it, okay? I heard some people talking about it over the course of time over the week. More specifically, I have to shout him out here, Keith McPherson, because he's the resident Cowboy fan on WFAN, and he's, like we said before in a couple of shows prior, this guy kind of put everything spot on as far as what the Jets were doing. You know, they couldn't stop not Mackay. They couldn't stop Micah Parsons. You know, the Jet defense nowhere to be found. Thinking and dunking, and then on top of that with Zach, I can't blame Zach Wilson for what happened on Sunday. That was not his fault. At the end of the day, it's a coaching problem led by the fact that, and I get, again, it's the second week, and I preach this all the time, 1 week at a time when it comes to this football team. But if this is a telltale sign of what this team is going to be doing within, week 8, week 10, week 12, there's a problem. There's a problem. And the sexy story is going to be talking about Zach Wilson and what he doesn't bring to the table. But the fact of the matter is, Sean, and for the people out there watching, the fact of the matter is, this is a coach in year 3. Yeah, Zach Wilson put to the hip. But the last time I checked, the coaching staff isn't the one that's making the plays, right? Going out there and having to deliver the ball, and the offensive line is crumbling within 2 seconds. Where are the adjustments? Where are the adjustments? And the Jets did not make the adjustments in the second half. And they were in this game. They were in this game. It's not like they were down 14-0, 21-0 going into halftime. They were down by 8 points going into halftime. And they did not make the adjustments. They got the ball back to start off the second half. Really, they couldn't stop Dallas. And, now you got to go up against Bill Belichick now. This is something that really scares me in the fact and in the sense where this team is 0-14 since they last won a game against Bill Belichick. So, having said all this right now, bro, I'm worried. I am to that extent, but I'm still looking at it as 1 week at a time. Now, if they win, great. If it takes a lot of pressure off, per se, but now you got to go up against Kansas City the following week. Now, if you go 1-2, that's a different story. But you got to convert on third downs. You got to make the defensive changes. You got to make the adjustments. And the Jets did not do that. And if they do not do that, I'm going to end it like this. If they don't do that, guys, it's going to be a long year. That's all I got to say.
Well, you know what? Amani Toomer, former Giants receiver, did an interview Monday. And, they're talking about, the Giants, whatever. But they were also asking him about, the Jets and their situation and whatnot. And Amani Toomer said something that I think a lot of Jets fans, have to realize. Within the locker room, the Jets went from a Hall of Fame Super Bowl winning quarterback that you hope was going to put you in the playoffs at the worst, and at the best, obviously, reach Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. They went from that caliber of a player to a player that they do not believe in. Well, that is 1,000,000% fact. I say that because the thought process was, okay, Aaron Rodgers would be here for a year, maybe 2. His contract is for 2 years. So you thought, all right. If we win the Super Bowl, great. He probably rides off. At least he's here for 2. He'll give us a 2-year shot. We'll probably pick up the 5th year on Zach, and that'll be his year to prove everything. This Jets team was not built for Zach Wilson, and that is 1,000,000% fact. That's really what he was trying to say.
Okay.
This Jets team was not built for Zach Wilson to lead them. It was built for an Aaron. So now you build a team for Aaron. If Zach Wilson was the quarterback, Alan Lazard is not on this team. Randall Cobb is not on this team. Other guys are not on this team.
Right.
So this was built for somebody else. Mm-hmm. So now you have guys within the locker room on both sides of the ball saying, now granted, it's only been a couple weeks. But Will, like you said, another thing that I think a lot of people, forgot is this. Everybody spoke about the Jets' first 6 games. The Jets' first 6 games. Can you give me 3-3? Can you give me 2-4? This was with Aaron Rodgers. This was before He got
think a lot of
hurt.
fans are looking at 4-2 with Aaron
Four,
Rodgers.
the 4-2.
A lot of Jet fans, a lot of
3-3.
fans were looking at 4-2 with Aaron here,
Right.
and now
That's
three
true.
and three is looking like
You
the
would take
best case
3-3.
scenario. You
Right.
have to at this point, absolutely.
Because you played the Patriots.
Right.
Then you come back against the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, right?
Right.
Week 4, right?
Is that a Sunday night
That's
or
a Sunday night football game? Yes.
Right, Sunday night football game. Well, this Patriot game is a win, but to go, I mean, it has to be a win. But to go back to Amani Tuma's point, I do get what he's trying to say, and I think the Jets have to rally around Zach, which they said
they are. They're doing that,
which they will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at some point, Zach Wilson is going to have to return the investment on faith that his team has in him.
I'm not disagreeing with you
They're
on that.
going to have to do that because if they don't, it's going to prove Amani Toomer and a lot of people right. Well, if the Jets, God forbid, but if the Jets in 3-4 weeks from now, we're right back here doing a show, and the Jets are 1-5, do you think Sauce and Jermaine Johnson and Quinnen are going to believe in Zach? Hell no.
Well,
and that's what you don't.
Okay, so here's what I say to that. We don't know what's going to happen during the course of a game. Zach might throw for 300 yards
and 3-4 scores. Correct.
Yeah, he might do that.
Correct.
He might do that, but then it comes down to the point where, and this is might be asking for a lot, might not be asking for a lot, but with regards to Zach. But then there's the other side of the ball, and it's like you look at the defense. What happened on Sunday?
Correct. Okay? They have to do their own part.
They have to do their part
in
that sense in order to keep the opponents off the scoreboard. Now, granted, you're not going to shut out everybody. You're not. But football is a team game. Football is a team game. This is why even though some of the professional athletes, I get it, they played it, but some of the fans out there are basically always rallying around the quarterback being the most important thing. And it's like on Sunday, who didn't get the stops? Defense didn't get the stops. Offensive line's not protecting Zach Wilson. The offensive line is crumbling. We all knew this going into the year.
I think why Joe Douglas, and we spoke about this on the previous show, Joe Douglas, the offensive line struggles are not because he hasn't tried. The man has tried in every aspect. Trade, check. Draft picks, check. Free agency, check. So on and so forth. But I think he was content with the line because you knew Aaron Rodgers. What can offset a bad offensive line is great quarterback play. And you assume you would have great quarterback play with Aaron here. He'll get the ball out super, super quick, and he'll do these things and all that stuff. But now, with Zach, it's like Nathaniel Hackett, unfortunately, has a lot of pressure on him. So does the rest of the whole staff. But mainly on him to, what does Zach do well? And, I think even though it's college, even though the talent wasn't what it is now, obviously, I think the Jets have to go back to the BYU tape. What did Zach Wilson do great, do good, and do great that made him worthy in our mind of the number 2 pick?
Right.
I think it's as simple as that. Throw on the film. Because, if you get to this point where you're in the National Football League, you should be able to pick up offense like this. You should know certain plays, X, Y, Z, A, B, blah, 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 blah. I think they just need to turn on the film.
Mm-hmm.
What made us fall in love with Zach Wilson in the first place? And I think if they revert back to that and you incorporate that into the scheme, Zach can escape guys. He's very quick within a pocket. He could roll left. He could roll right. The arm talent is off the charts. That's one thing. Zach Wilson arm talent is elite level.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Elite level.
Totally agree.
Which means that if he has an elite arm, he can make elite plays. He did, Will. That's why he was the number 2 overall pick. The Jets got to get back to that, doing what makes him comfortable. But it has to be a team thing. It has to be an organizational thing. You cannot run the Aaron Rodgers offense with Zach Wilson. Just how you wasn't going to run the Zach Wilson offense with an Aaron. You have to adapt to what he does well.
I think that's really on the offensive coordinator, like you said, like you mentioned. It's on Nathaniel Hackett, it's on Saleh in order to make this happen for him. Another thing too, the drops. really didn't help out. Brees Hall had to drop. Garrett Wilson had to drop. These guys got to, hold on to the ball a little bit. But it's only 1 week, and like I say before, 1 week at a time, and let's not really put the horse before the cart in that sense. The Jets can find a way to go out there and beat New England, and beat Kansas City, and beat all these other teams. I think they can.
Broncos, yeah,
Broncos,
Giants,
yeah, I think so, and the Eagles too. I don't think that's
it's a rough first six. Oh my God!
We've been saying that.
Oh my God!
We've been saying this the whole
Jeez.
offseason that it was going to be a rough 6 weeks with Aaron Rodgers.
With Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
But now with Zach, it's going to be a little bit tough. But there are some things that I could take away, and I'm going to leave it like this, and then we'll move on to the next topic. I thought Zach Wilson threw the ball well. I thought he ran with it well. People want to talk about the 3 interceptions. The game was already wrapped up at that point in time already.
Yeah, like he was just trying to make plays. Yeah.
You're trying to go out there and make it happen at that point in time. Not trying to make excuses for him, but at that same point in time, like the 3 interceptions happened late in the fourth quarter. So I can't really knock the kid in that sense for quote unquote trying. And then I look at Zach, and he's moving up in the pocket. He's not. He's taking the pressure. He's moving up in the pocket. He was making some good throws on Sunday. He was. So for the people out there that are saying, "Oh, he sucks. He's this. He's that," either we're looking at stats, we're looking at what he is already perceived to be at this point in time, but we're not really actually focusing in on the game tape because we're really focusing in on the reputation of this kid. So to me, I think that he learns his mistakes. I think that this whole Jet team learns from their mistake. Not only what happened on Sunday, but what's happened over the course of time with the Patriots per se now. So we're going to find out with New England, and we're going to find out with what this team is really made out of at this point in time.
Well, the Patriots are an 0-2.
They are.
With 2 losses at home. It's too early to view this as this is your season after week 3 because we've seen teams come back from worse.
Mm-hmm.
But the Patriots are saying, "Oh, the perfect opponent to get our first win against the team that we always beat."
Yeah, Vegas has got the odds. Yeah.
That's how the Patriots are thinking. Well, the Patriots are looking at week 4. All right, cool. Who do we play week 4? Because we already know that we're going to beat the Jets week 3. That's how the Patriots are thinking.
Right.
That's how the Jets have to think. The Patriots are going to think. No, we're not some cupcake because Aaron got hurt and Zach is here. The Jets have strengths, and they have to remember that. Before we move on, Bart Scott interviewed Garrett Wilson yesterday, and he asked Garrett, "Is the team still emotional or still healing from the loss of Aaron Rodgers?" And Garrett Wilson said, "No, we're past that, and we're moving on. We have all the belief in Zach." Bro, bullshit. I could hear it in Garrett Wilson's voice. He's still hurt. That team is still hurt. It takes time to heal from something. And the reason why I use heal is because 4 plays. 4 plays.
Yeah.
I can see if it was a game, if it was like a high ankle sprain, he was out 4 to 6 weeks. This man's career could be done. Could be. Probably not, but it could be. That's a traumatizing thing. Yeah. To see the replay how his calf pretty much just burst. Mm-hmm. That's something that you heal from. So I think once the players are big, okay, listen, Aaron and I walking through here till next season. Let's focus on this season, focus on the games we have in front of us. But you said the perfect words. The Jets can't think about November, December.
No.
We got to figure out the Patriots.
You have to.
And then the Chiefs.
You have to.
And then the Broncos.
Yeah.
And then Philly.
Yeah.
1 week at a time.
Yeah, absolutely, Jet fans. 1 week at a time. That's all I got to say on that. And then talking about a team that came back. How about those New York Giants? They came back. They were down 20-0. They wound up winning 31-28. And Danny Dimes, man, that whole Giant offense was crazy in the second half. And every Giant fan, I'm saying to myself, as I see the score, watching the Jet game, I see the score of the Giants game. They're down 20-0. The Cardinals? The same Cardinals team that gave the Commanders a fit. Then it was their home opener. We talked about Buda Baker a couple weeks ago in our little score, our little pick 'em in that sense. So they were up by 20-0. The Cardinals were, and Daniel Jones and company came back and won them that game. Crazy to say that. Saquon Barkley got hurt towards the end of that game, but the Giants defense, bro, they legitimately found a way. They found a way to go out there and win. I mean, I was speechless when I saw that. But then again, when you're going up against a bad team like the Cardinals like that, you're going to go out there and win. Sean, give us your thoughts on the matter.
Yeah, I couldn't believe they were down. 28-3 was the biggest deficit that they had. I was like, what the hell is happening? Then you saw 28-10, and then 28-13, and then 28-20, and then 28-28.
Right.
They worked their way back, and the second half is the team that Giants fans envisioned in the first place. The first 6 quarters, the fact that Giants did not score a point the first 6 quarters, it's crazy. Like, that's just really really bad. But that second half, it just sucks because the good news is you won the game, you came back. The bad news is Saquon may be out for like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I'll touch on him real quick. Any shot of a long term deal is gone with this injury. I think Saquon has to understand. September 2024, I'm gonna be living someplace else.
Right.
The Giants are not giving you a long term deal after this because you're proving their point. But well, listen, the comeback was great. Danny Dimes got everybody involved. Isaiah Hodgins, Paris Campbell, Waller, the rookie speedster, Hyatt, Saquon. He was just pitching the ball around. But the offensive line played very well, and they had to. After that embarrassment that was Sunday night in the pouring rain, 40 to zip, that was not what you want. Well, also, listen, everybody says the Cardinals are trying to tank. Clearly not. Clearly they're trying to win these games. Football is hard to tank. Baseball is easy. Basketball is easy. In other realms of life, it's easy. Football is very, very hard. Like, to just put on film, just let this guy run past you and sack you. No, like, guys are gonna give it some type of trouble.
Right.
Maybe when they're 1-10 or 2-13, maybe, but like, all right, I don't care. But these are the beginning of the season. The Cardinals are trying to win. But yeah, well, I mean, no, really, not much should be said. That was a great second half. The defense played well. And that Brian Dable and Wink Martindale, it's like they're like a perfect match because both of them are like crazy. Both of them like to jump on the sideline. They're very, like, the word is not coming to my mind, but
Right.
they're like a player's coach. Like, the both of them are. So the defense played well in the second half. Offense came alive, and I believe the Giants stayed on the West Coast because they play Thursday night. So I doubt they came back just to fly back. So tough matchup Thursday night against San Fran, who they're 2-0, winning 2 games on the road. And well, so good for the Giants. Their schedule actually gets tough as well. They got San Fran, and then they play Seattle Monday night. How about the Jets and Giants getting all the primetime games? Thursday night Giants, then Monday night Giants, Monday night Jets, then Sunday night Jets, and then don't forget they still got the Chargers on Sunday night as well. So
Yeah.
a lot of these
And then you
games.
got the Raiders.
The Raiders.
The Raiders Sunday night football.
Right. So
Me, this is with the. Say, we'll go off tangent on this one. But when I look at that, I'm saying to myself, you got the Aaron Rodgers effect. You got the fact that this team was 7-4 last year prior to them choking this. You got two rookies last year that came in and won their Players of the Year, rookie offensive and rookie defensive Players of the Year, respectively. You're a must-watch team. There's no doubt about it. And you look at the Giants. For years, they've always been this, marquee football team. I mean, they're one of the teams that have been around for 90 plus years
Right.
at this point in time. You know what I mean? You look at the Bears, you look at the Packers, the Giants are there, the Commanders, the Cardinals, even though they've moved around all the time.
Yeah.
People don't realize how long the Cardinals have been around. So there's a lot of history with the Giants in that sense. Same thing with the 49ers too, and the Steelers. Been around for a long time. So the Giants and them making the playoffs last year helps out tremendously towards that. So it's always about the sex. But to get back to the Giants, and Sunday, I got to get, like I said before, I got to give Daniel Jones a lot of credit. Coming back, firing, you mentioned it. He's doing his thing. And also, too, how about the Giants fans on Sunday traveling down to Arizona?
It was loud on there.
It was
loud.
It was like listening to Giants home game.
It was.
On TV. And at the end of the game, they got 3 false starts, delay of games on the Cardinals. I got to see a license plate guy, somebody that we interviewed a couple of years back. That was pretty fun.
Right.
So, when I look at that, man, it was pretty unbelievable, no doubt. But to hear the Giants fans roaring like that, they deserve it. They deserve being 1-1 right now. But they were so close to being 0-2. But that's why you play the games, and you never know what could happen in this sport.
Speaking, and before we move on, speaking of home games for road teams, well, did you see SoFi Stadium Sunday?
No, for the Rams 49ers game?
Well,
49ers
played a home game Sunday. The fact that, I mean, you know what? Well, listen. The NFL and college started to do this too. Money.
Mm-hmm.
The league won't say it cares about fans. Yeah, you care about fans. Secondary to what you care about in the primary, which is money.
Right.
Roger Goodell and the NFL knew we have to get in the LA. Right.
Absolutely.
Oakland, now Oakland is Vegas.
Yeah.
Money. Even though Vegas should have had sports teams. The fact that they recently got the Raiders and the Golden Knights, they should have had sport teams. And I think they're going to add a basketball and a baseball team pretty soon.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which 2 of those teams are going to relocate, but
we got to figure out what's going to happen with the A's with their situation.
The A's are looking at the baseball team.
They're very close.
And I think the basketball team,
they should just be 2 expansion teams at this point. Just make them new, like the Vegas Golden Knights, instead of having to move them from wherever.
One place. I hope it's not the case because this fan base deserves a team, but Charlotte, man, the Hornets. That's what I've heard. I mean, that's basketball talk, but that's what I heard. The rumor is that since Jordan sold the team, then the owner that wants to move it.
I mean, that's a shame.
That would be a shame if the Hornets.
I mean,
it would be a shame.
If you look at in that Charlotte, that North Carolina market, you got the Panthers. You got the minor league baseball teams around. You got college basketball, great college basketball state.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you look at Carolina and Raleigh for the Hurricanes. How the Hurricanes recently, right before 2018-19, they were a bad team that couldn't really draw any fans.
They were.
And then Brendan Moore comes in, and they just find a way.
Yeah.
Rod Brendan Moore comes in as the head coach. They got the young talent coming up, and they just find a way.
Yeah.
That's a
it's a good sports state.
Yeah.
Once you put the right teams there.
And look, nothing against Carolina Hurricane fans, okay? But, some of them can be a little bit delusional. But all in all, they're a very, very passionate fan base.
Right.
They are.
Right. And, it just sucks because neither of the LA teams LA cares about. LA is the league tried to make LA a football town, and it really isn't. LA is one team. I'm sorry, the LA is 3 teams. Lakers will always be one.
Mm-hmm.
Dodgers will always be 1A or 1B.
Mm-hmm.
And USC football. It is that simple. Not the Kings, not the Clippers, not UCLA. It is Laker, Dodger, USC.
Don't tell that to some of the LA King fans.
I have friends that live in LA, that grew up in LA, that relocated there, and they'll be like, Sean, If you mention UCLA in the wrong spot, it's a fight. If you mention the Clippers in the wrong spot, it's a fight. If you mention the
Oh my God.
vaunted Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim
They
in Dodger
again
Town,
that's
it
they
is
should
the
be
wrong
Anaheim.
spot. They should be
They should
Anaheim,
be
right?
Anaheim. Just be called the Anaheim Angels. But I agree.
Right. But to make a super long story short, the NFL, that was bad. That was bad. That you had 75% of a stadium in red for the team that is on the road.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah.
SoFi, I heard it's an amazing stadium. It's in a bad place. Like
Well,
the parking.
You're 10 minutes away from the airport,
Yeah.
and you're literally right across the street from where the Forum is right now.
Right.
And they got the that Inuit dome that's going up right over
Clippers.
there.
Yeah.
The Clippers.
Yeah.
So it's really an interesting thing, man. But it's going to be interesting.
Before we move on, I saw pictures of the Clippers arena.
Yeah.
Steve Ballmer is going to have that thing hooked up.
Oh yeah.
You know how you have the jumbotron in like the middle of the court?
Yeah.
He's going to have a circular jumbotron. So there won't be nothing in the middle. It's going to be around the whole. I mean, this guy is spending a lot of money on this, but that's a comment for another day.
I'll leave it off like this. The man's a smart man. The man's a billionaire with a B.
Correct.
Okay? And where the arena is, where that arena is going to be, you're 10 minutes away from LAX.
Yes.
You cannot beat that. You can't beat that.
Yes.
You can't beat that. You're not going into downtown LA again. You got the Forum right over there. You know, you got SoFi. You got all these hotels.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a smart business.
It's going to bring money. Yes, it's going to bring a lot of money.
It's going to bring a lot of money,
especially if the team is good. But yeah.
But we're gonna. I mean, the Clippers for years, man. I don't even want to get started with the Clippers.
Right. Come for another for the day.
We'll talk about that
basketball
another
later,
time. All right. So we'll stay with the football, and Shawn, let's talk about your Titans.
Yes, sir.
Okay, your Titans. They won 27-24 to the Chargers.
San Diego.
LA.
I know. Supercharged.
I know. I know. But let's talk about them. They won on a last-second field goal. This is your team. You didn't pick them this week. What happened?
I did not see it coming. Nick Folk, former Jet great.
Yeah.
With the game-winning kick, Will, and Will, I did not see it, and it was actually 24-10, and it was looking bleak in that third quarter. I'm like, all right, well, 0-2, and then we got to go to Cleveland. Great. And the Titans, they found a way. We ran the ball good. Shout out to Ryan Tannehill. Is he the future? No. Has his time been up with the Titans? I think yes, but he played extremely well, threw for 3 some scores, and he led that final game-winning drive there, Will. And and we held down the fort. The Chargers got a lot of yards. Like, I think Herbert threw for almost 3. But we got stops on third down. That stop at the end of the fourth quarter for them to kick the 3, that was huge. And then because the Chargers in overtime got the ball first, to make them go 3 and out, that was also huge. And we drive the field and we kick. So that was a win that we desperately needed, because our next 3 games, woof, on the road in Cleveland, which, right. And Nick Chubb, me and Will have you in our thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, horrible
gruesome. Yeah. To the same knee, he had another gruesome injury too. So Chubb, definitely thinking about you, Will. Hurts a little bit more for me, Will, because he was on my fantasy team, so that sucks. But so we're at Cleveland since he comes into town, and then Jacksonville comes into town. So after the Browns, back-to-back playoff teams. So we needed this win against the Chargers in the worst way, Will. So looking forward to a Nick Chubbless Cleveland team. But don't let Monday night fool you guys. This Browns defense is elite.
They are.
This Browns defense, if Deshaun Watson didn't turn over the ball 3 times, and we have to talk about him on another show. I don't know what's going on with him, but this Browns defense is very, very, very good. and we have our hands full Sunday. But great win this past Sunday over the San Diego Superchargers.
It's an awesome, awesome win for you guys right there. All right, speaking of wins, let's talk about our pick'em. Okay, we're
Yes,
gonna do pick'em right now. Week 3
week three.
of the NFL season. Now, last week we didn't really do an episode. I'm gonna admit I kind of messed up because we were doing an episode and I did not read the fact that there was we did a Zoom, Sean and I.
Yes,
We did a Zoom meeting, and I thought I hit the record button. I did hit the record button, but what happened was there was no there was there was no memory left. So on the Zoom there's I'll make this short and sweet. There's a feature where you can record on the cloud or you can record on your computer. I pushed the record on the cloud and the memory was filled, and I'm thinking like, okay, I did it, and I saw it. I'm like, oh my god, we recorded for an hour. We did an hour talk. We did an hour talk, guys, and it didn't go through.
Well, I have a suggestion. Why don't we just count that as a week that we tied?
Okay, we can do
I
that.
think that's fair.
All right, or we could just do zeros across the board, and then that's it.
We could.
Okay.
Either or, yeah.
Okay.
Either or, yeah.
So we had week 2 picks, but that
did.
did not happen. But we're gonna, as Sean and I just said, we mutually agree that we're gonna do it during the tie. Now we are recording right now, which is great.
Recording. Yes, correct.
And these microphones come in handy along with our little iPad over here.
Yes.
So let's start right now with Thursday Night Football. Giants at the 49ers. Giants 1-1 after a big comeback. Giants got to travel up to San Francisco to go up against Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's been looking good.
Oh, man.
2-0. 49ers are. They're looking like they're everything.
Shows you why they traded Lance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So who do you have in this game, Giants or 49ers?
Well, if Saquon was healthy, I would pick the Giants for an upset, but there's no way I'm not picking San Fran. First home game. Have the day all to themselves. Give me San Fran.
Yeah, I'm going to go San Fran too. I think the Giants, they came back against a very, very bad Arizona Cardinals team. And Danny Dimes, look, he looked great in that second half, but he's got to prove it now. He has to really earn his check. And it's a short week for them. So I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers here. Okay, moving on to our 1 o'clock games. We have the Colts and the Ravens. Colts, they found a way with Mr. Richardson falling out with a concussion. It sucks. But you know what? Ultimately, at the end of the day, they got the dub against Houston. And then the Ravens,
2-0, looking pretty good, yeah.
They look good, man. They look good. But we're going to see an upset over here, Sean? I don't think so.
Nah, Anthony Richardson actually, before we started the show, he's in concussion protocols. So probably not going to play.
Right.
Gardner Minshew is not beating the Ravens. Give me the Ravens to go 3-0 on the season.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Ravens here. I'm going to keep that short and sweet. I think that the Ravens are just a way better team than the Colts are right now. Sean, your aforementioned Titans.
Yes, sir.
Going up against the Nick Chubless. That sounds so bad in so many ways.
It does.
They're going up against the Cleveland Browns. Okay, who do you like in this one, man?
Well, it's tough because the defense for the Browns is so strong. Our defense is pretty good too. And then on top of that, the offense for the Browns is so bad. But Ryan Tannehill can also have games where he's bad. But I think the Titans are going to find a way to get it done. I think we're going to run the ball, which the Steelers did very well. Najee and Jalen Warren, they ran the ball. And I think we're going to cause fits. And even though I think it's going to be an emotional game without Nick Chubb there, I think the Titans go up to Cleveland and get it done. Give me my Titans.
You know what? I am going to go with the Titans here as well. I'm going to go with you on that one. I think that with everything going on, I think Mike Vrabel is a very good head coach. And what he did on Sunday, he made adjustments and he found ways to stop Herbert and company. I like the Titans here, in this situation. So give me the Titans over the Browns. Falcons at the Lions here. The Falcons 2-0. Who would have thunk that, right? And the Lions coming off of a bad loss against Seattle in Detroit.
They had that game too.
They had it. But Geno Smith found a way.
Geno.
Are the Falcons contenders or pretenders through 2 weeks going up against this Lions team.
The Lions just put two of their better players on injured reserve, Chauncey Gunner Johnson and James Houston the fourth. Well, give me the Falcons.
Oh, Falcons on the
I
road.
think the Falcons go on the road. David Montgomery, who's on my fantasy team for the Lions, he got hurt with thigh bruise, so they're going to be relying on Jahmyr Gibbs, the rookie. The Falcons are not going to win pretty, but they're going to win. The Packers had that game on, and the Falcons came back. That's a sign of a very good team. Will.
Right.
They beat who they were supposed to beat in Carolina in Week 1, and they came back and got a win. Give me the Falcons to go 3-0, Will.
I'm going to go with the Lions. I'm
Okay.
going to go with the Lions here, and I think that what happened last week, I think Dan Campbell's not going to have that, A. B, I look at Lions where they are right now. They're home in this situation. You still got Jared Goff healthy. You still got the receiver, number 14.
Amon St. Brown.
Thank you, St. Brown. And, you still got that dynamic there. And I don't think the Lions defense is going to be, and the fans, I don't think are going to want to go 1-2. I think they're going to be loud. I think Ford Field's going to be rocking on Sunday. Give me the Lions at home. Saints versus Packers. Is this the Packers' first home game this year? I think it is.
It is. It's about 10 teams' first home games. I don't know why the league.
Weird start to the season.
Always does that. They have like.
Do
they have like 7-8 teams that play the first two games either at home
I never
or
did that
on the road.
until this year. I mean, the Jets did that back in 2017, 2018. But I've never seen this with multiple teams like this.
The only reason why the Giants and Jets don't do it was because they share MetLife. Yeah.
Of course. That I understand.
Yeah.
But we got the Saints and the Packers here. Sean, who do you like in this game?
Well, first home game for the Packers, they should be 2-0. Derek Carr does not play well on the road.
No, he doesn't.
That's going to be a fired up Packers crew finally getting their home team.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Green Bay at home, pal.
Yeah, I'm going to go Green Bay here in this one, too. Fired up crowd. Jordan Love's going to be getting the love, no pun intended there, from the Packer fan base, from the Packer faithful. Yeah, I like the Packers here in this situation. All right, moving on. We got the Texans and the Jaguars. Battle of number 1 overall picks from their respective draft classes, C.J. Stroud and Trevor Lawrence. Who do you like in this game here? Jaguars are the home team.
Yeah, well, give me the Jaguars to rebound the offense. The defense showed up against Patrick Mahomes. The offense did not. I think Trevor Lawrence has a get-back game. Give me the Jaguars at home.
I'm going to go with the Jaguars here, too. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to show why he's one of the best young stars in the league, and I think that this Jaguars defense going up against the Chiefs last week showed a lot about them and their character. So even though that was a loss, but showed a lot about them keeping a very good Kansas City offense at bay.
Yeah.
I really like the Jaguars here a lot in this spot. All right, Broncos and Dolphins here. What a game for the Broncos on Sunday. They were down by 11 in the fourth quarter. They find a way to come back. They were this close to tying that game against Washington.
Yeah.
With the 2-point, if they converted that 2-point conversion off of that Hail Mary that Russell Wilson threw, oh my God. But instead, it didn't happen like that. Broncos are 0-2, and the Bronco fan base is really tight at what's going on. And you got the Dolphins, they are where they are right now. They are sitting very good. They are sitting very, very good right now at 2-0. Do the Dolphins make it 3-0?
Well, the Broncos should have won that game. They were up 21-3 and lost.
Yeah.
How about the Commanders? Sam Howell coming back on the road and the altitude. That was pretty good. Well, to speak about first, this is the Dolphins' first game at home after the first 2 weeks on the road. Well, give me the Dolphins. I think they're playing well. The mojo's there. Tua's look pretty good. They're keeping him clean. Like I've watched their first 2 games. He's not taking a lot of hits. He's not doing a lot of getting hit and stuff like that. So give me the Dolphins to go 3-0.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Dolphins here too. I think Tua and Tyreek Hill and Mike McDaniel doing their thing. It's going to be really something to watch. Do I believe in Sean Payton and company here? I do, but I don't think that they're going to go out there and get the dub. I'm going to go with the Dolphins here. Chargers and Vikings. 2 very, very highly touted teams in the offseason. They come in, Justin Herbert, Kirk Cousins coming in now. Vikings are the home team here. How this game's gonna? This is a battle of winless teams.
It is.
Unbelievable. What do you think, Sean?
The Chargers coming east for the second straight week. The Vikings, they showed some fight against Philly. It got away from them in the third quarter. I just don't think the Vikings are that good. I honestly don't. I think they had a better team last year.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Chargers to get their first win on the road.
Yeah,
and it's inside a dome, so that's even better for them.
Yeah, I think the Chargers too. I think they kept it close with Miami, and then they kept it close last week with your team, the Titans.
Yeah.
I don't believe in the Vikings. I don't. I think Kirk Cousins is a pretender, and we're going to find out a lot about this Chargers team going in. This might be both teams are playing for a lot at this point in time. This might be a game that can change both team seasons, no doubt.
Yeah.
No matter who wins or who loses, give me the Chargers on the road here as well. All right, let's go Patriots and Jets. Oh boy, I know.
You go first, Will.
All right, I'm going to go with the Jets. I'm going to say that this is my upset special. I think that the Jets, with the coaching staff here, I think they learned their lesson from what happened on Sunday. They have to make the adjustments. Now, every game that Bill Belichick has played, not recently, but outside of last year, like 2018, 2017, 2016, these games have been close at MetLife.
Yeah.
And I think that the Jets find a way to win. I think that Zach Wilson's going to get over 200 yards passing against, and I know it's not saying a lot, but you got to start somewhere, right? I like the Jet defense here. I think they're going to play very, very mad after what happened on Sunday against the Cowboys. Give me the Jets at home.
Yeah, well, give me the Jets at home too, and I'm only picking the Jets because the Dolphins ran the ball right down the Patriots' throat. Bill Belichick, he schemed to take away Tyreek Hill. And he did. Tyreek Hill did not have his typical,
right,
crazy game. But the Patriots, outside of Matthew Judon, you didn't really fear nobody on that defense.
Right.
And Nathaniel Hackett run the ball 20 to 30 times. At least 20 times. At least 10, 15 times a Breece Hall. Made the game easier for Zach. They have a week. Remember, they're coming off the short week and they have to go on the road.
Yep.
I think he learns a lesson. Give me the Jets at home.
All right, Bills and Commanders here. Bills coming off of a great win. Commanders, surprisingly, right now 2-0. Okay. What do we think? Bills 2-1. Commanders 3-0. What do we got?
Well, I think this is the best defense Sam Howard is going to see. This defense, Tre'Davious White is back, and the D line is playing well, and the safety's always been good. Close game because the Commanders are going to fight. But give me the Bills on the road.
Yeah, I'm going to keep this one short and sweet here. I'm going to go with the Bills on the road, no doubt. Like you said, you alluded to it earlier. The Bills just have they're finding their way right now, and I think Josh Allen, like you said, it's going to be a close game up until that fourth quarter. Until then, I think Josh Allen's going to run all over the Commanders in the fourth quarter. So Give me the Bills on the road against Washington. Panthers at Seahawks are 4 o'clock games now. Panthers going in 0-2. Seahawks 1-1. Who do we like?
Give me Seattle at home. Panthers fans, they were booing him Monday night, and listen, I get it, I understand. You got to give Bryce Young some time. You got to give Bryce that O line. Will you think the Jets' offensive line is bad?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the Panthers play?
I mean, I saw them play in the preseason, so yes, I have. They're bad.
Panthers' line is very, very bad.
Yep.
So it's going to take some time. Give me Seattle at home.
Yeah, I'm going to go Seattle too, short and sweet. All right, moving on to the Cowboys and Cardinals here.
Next.
Short and sweet, Cowboys. We're going Cowboys here. Bears and Chiefs.
Next. Is that game at 4? At 4:25?
4:25.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs here.
Yeah, we're going Chiefs here too on that one. Steelers and Raiders. How do we feel about that one?
Sunday night, Raiders won week 1. That game got away from them week 2. Steelers needed that win in the worst way because 0-2 at home.
Yeah.
see how we talk about first. This is the Steelers' first game on the road.
Right.
Crazy week 3, first game on the road.
Absolutely.
Um. Uh. Damn. You know what? Upset special.
Raiders?
Give me the Raiders.
Wow, okay. I'm going to go.
Give me the Raiders.
You know what? I'm going to go with the Steelers on the road. I'm going to go with the Steelers on the road. Kenny Pickett, he's on the hot seat. He's got to find a way. Those Raider fans are going to be very, very loud. But I don't believe in their defense, man. I don't. Pittsburgh, just that, to me, they have a good defense.
Well, the offense is horrible.
I agree. But I think Kenny Pickett's on the hot seat here. So I think it's going to light something under their ass.
I think the offensive coordinator for the Steelers is more on the hot seat than Kenny Pickett. But I do get what you're trying to say.
I got you. All right. I'm going to go with the Steelers here on the road. All right. Monday Night Football are two games.
Yes.
More 2 games on Monday.
I actually
you like this.
I actually do.
Interesting.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I like this one too here.
Yeah.
All right. So our first game, 7:15 start. Eagles are on the road. They go up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How we feel about this game?
Battle of the 2-0s.
Yeah.
Philly's 2-0. But their defense is leaking oil the first 2 weeks. But that's what happens when you have a new defensive coordinator trying to learn his scheme. Baker Mayfield. And well, listen, not to spend too long on this, pal. I told the people the Bucs defense is still pretty good. They've proven that the first couple weeks.
Still got Todd Bowles.
And if the Buccaneers can just be competent on offense, they could do some things.
Yeah.
The NFC South is not that great.
Yeah.
But with that being said, give me Philly on the road. Philly's a machine. And but I think it's going to be close. But give me Philly.
All right. I'm going to go with Philadelphia here as well. I think they continue 3-0. They have, like you said, Sean, they have a good offense. Jalen Hurts is still the quarterback there. But to me, we're going to see a little bit of Baker Mayfield, a little bit too much in that sense. I really like the Eagles on the road here. Give me the Eagles. And then finally, the LA Rams are going to Cincinnati to play up against the Bengals. Bengals have not looked good.
0-2, yeah.
They've been really a surprise. I know I picked them as my Super Bowl favorite going into the year. This is a defining game right here, no doubt. You're going up against the Super Bowl winning team. And this is a rematch of the Super Bowl a couple of years ago.
It is, yeah.
So I think that Bengal fans are going to be hungry. I think that place is going to be rocking in Cincinnati. And I think that, I'll start off here. I'm going to pick the Bengals to get their first win. And look, something about Joe Burrow, man. I think he figures it out. He finds a way against this LA defense.
Well, may want to slow down a little bit. Joe Burrow may not play.
Ooh.
His calf.
Ooh.
Zach Taylor said he's uncertain for week 3. He hurt it the first week of camp. He missed all of camp, all the preseason.
All right, so I might.
He came back.
All right, this might be a push, but okay.
It might be a push. But I do agree with you because it's hard. Because I think the backup in Cincinnati is Kevin Hogan or somebody of that name. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who it is, but regardless, give me the Rams. Coming east, they get the extra day. If it was a Sunday game, I would have took Cincy. But they're probably going to fly in Sunday, get acclimated to the East Coast time. The Rams have been playing well. They've been scoring points. This Puka Nacua guy leads the league in receptions after 2 weeks. And Sean McVay is going to find a way. That rhymes. McVay will find a way. But you know what, Will?
Gotcha.
They're playing well. Everybody thought they were going to be the worst team in the league.
Right.
Them and the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
And the Rams, you can make a case they could be 2-0 as well. So give me the Rams on the road. I think Cincinnati continues their misery for at least another week.
0-3, man. That's going to be a crazy start. I still like the Bengals. I do. I'm going to go with the Bengals here. All right, that does it for our picks for this week. Sean, any final thoughts? Because we got a couple final thoughts. Let's hear it from you.
Shout out to the New York Liberty.
Okay.
New York Liberty, WNBA, first round sweep, completed it last night. They play the winner of, I want to say, the Lynx and I forgot the Dream or some team. But they were the best team in the WNBA, 32-8.
Yeah.
and the first round sweep. It didn't look good at times. They had to really win those 2 games, but well, everybody talks about the best team in New York. It is the friggin' New York Liberty. Like, we're making no mistake about that, Will. So shout out to them as well. And my last final take is obviously the baseball season is coming to an end. David Stearns officially hired as
Yep.
president of baseball ops as the Mets. And Will, I'm excitingly nervous. I don't even think
Okay.
excitingly is a
Interesting.
word.
Okay.
Is it the word excitingly? Probably not.
Okay.
But,
Well, you're cautiously optimistic.
cautiously optimistic
Okay.
/ excitedly nervous because he's a small market man
Mm-hmm.
with big market pockets. How he manages that dynamic is going to be very interesting. I think he's going to bring back Buck. This season was not Buck's fault at
No,
all,
absolutely not.
but I think that's what makes me nervous if he replaces Buck, because now the most of the staff is going to be replaced, and also how and we'll speak about this in future shows, but how does he view Polar Bear Pete? 2024 is going to be the last year of his deal.
Yeah.
He wants to be paid as among one of the highest first basemen in the league.
Yeah.
Which means over 200 million.
Mm-hmm.
I think he deserves it now for what he does on the field, but off the field. But again, well, David Stearns, small market guy, he may believe in spreading that money across. And why would I give you 250 when I could get 4 players for 250?
Right.
That
Right.
may be the
Right.
thinking.
Right.
And I don't. Again, this is a long time from now, but I don't think my heart could take losing a Polar Bear Pete. Just the thought of it
No Met
it makes
fan,
me sick.
I don't think any Met fan would want
And
to
Lindor
lose.
could go because we have four or five guys that could play short.
Yeah.
But so I'm excited for David Stern, but I'm nervous because I want to see what direction he's going to go with the resources that Steve Cohen is going to give him.
Well, let's find out what happens with David Stearns. Actually, that was my 1A. I'm going to lead off here with David Stearns. That's my final thought.
Yeah.
Steve Cohen, he gets his president of baseball operations. He mentioned that back in June in his press conference, how he needed a president of baseball operations. And for me, when I look at the Mets right now, David Stearns is a small market guy, like you alluded to. And I think that more teams should be more involved in having that small market mentality. Because say what you want about the Dodgers. Yeah, they're great every year in the regular season. But when it comes to October, they fizzle out. It's always these small market teams that find a way to go out there and win it the past couple of years, right? Whether or not it's Atlanta, you want to talk about Houston,
Washington, yeah.
They're very good. Washington, you look at the Royals, the Giants, even though the Giants are in kind of a big market,
kind of, sort of,
in that sense, but they found a way to develop their guys, and that's something that the Mets need to do, is to develop their guys.
And we got the pieces finally through all these trades,
correct,
and draft picks. Yeah.
So to go the free agency route in order to have to spend, I think those days are over, and I think that the Mets right now, they really have to figure out, okay, can they develop a pitching staff? Can they develop pitching from their minor leagues? Because that's something that Steve Cohen alluded to in his aforementioned press conference in June, talking about trying to get pitching here in that sense. So, lots to talk about there with the Mets, but very, very happy for the Met fan that they finally get somebody that's not really a sexual predator in that sense.
Oh, Mickey.
Not Mickey Callaway, but the other guy.
Yeah,
the other guy, the guy that came from Arizona. He was here for a couple weeks. I forgot his name.
Oh yes, the guy that got hired to be the opposite. Yeah. Tomorrow. Yes.
The sexual predator.
Yes,
him,
yes.
That guy.
But Mickey also had some sexual stuff too.
Right. But they moved on.
I know, but yeah, I
know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But the Mets, they do that. They figure it out, and this guy is a well-rounded man here. And then my final point: that Dolphins fan that killed the Patriot fan.
Oh my God!
Throw the book at that guy.
Oh my God!
Throw the book at that guy. Okay?
Oh my God!
What a piece of shit.
Oh my God.
What a legitimate piece of shit.
Season ticket holder for the Patriots.
For 30 years.
He's seen Super Bowls. He's seen Brady,
Yeah.
Bledsoe. He's seen
bad times,
good times.
And this is what I
First, yeah.
this is why I kind of wanted to have the backdrop here. I'm a season ticket holder with the Jets and the Islanders. Okay, I love it. I know fans that have had season tickets with the Islanders for 50 years. I know Jet fans that have had their season tickets for 50 plus years, right?
Yeah, yeah.
At that point in time. To see that happen to that guy, that whole Patriot community is grieving, I bet, right now. I don't know any Patriot fans personally that have seasons. And I don't really know anybody that knows this guy. But that Patriot fan base has to be grieving right now over that horrible loss.
And his son was right next to him.
Yeah.
I don't even know what caused it. I saw the video.
Yeah.
I don't know what like caused that whole thing, but they said that he hit his head and then the trauma to the head and all that stuff.
Awful.
It's just crazy.
Throw the book at that guy. Throw the book at that Dolphins fan.
He went to enjoy his pages like he's been 30 years season ticket holder.
Yeah, probably a lifetime Patriot fan. Yeah,
I'm 34.
I'm 32.
It's got a Patriot game since we were kids, bro.
Yeah.
This shit is crazy.
I know it's absolutely crazy, but throw the book at that guy.
Yeah,
piece of shit human being. But
yeah, definitely.
I don't get it. You know, I go to the sporting events to have a good time.
Yes.
You know, I'm not there to get into fights with anybody.
Somebody got to win, somebody got to lose, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right.
But we're here right now and we're talking about it. But rest in peace to that Patriot fan that lost his life. Just
stupid. For real, definitely.
Stupid, but unbelievable. All right, Shawn, a great show. Let's do this again, my man.
My man.
Let's do it. Let's do this again. Maybe at UBS when I come back.
Oh, we're gonna be bouncing around places as long as the weather permits. Maybe even indoors some places, because that's the one thing with this setup that me and Will have. We can afford. We can like move around. We can do some things. So yeah, man. Looking forward to new adventures and new places. About.
Can't wait, man. Shawn, pleasure again.
My guy.
Always, my man.
Yes, sir.
Let's do this again.
Yes, sir.
For Shawn Thomas, I'm Will Chiarucci logging out. We'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out. Stay safe out there wherever you may be. Follow On The Board Sports on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We're on TikTok.
It's now. X now, Will. X.
Whatever. Listen, that's all right.
Elon Musk, goddammit.
That's a story for another time.
Right.
We'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out.